Alright, I'm taking a break from doing the Berserk animation. I'm going to finish the Berserk manga from Dr. Kintaro Miura's death forward, and I'm gonna animate it. So I'm making a very long animation. But when I take breaks, I just drop a few videos, just a few, and I do it at a rapid succession, and then I go back to doing the animation. Unfortunately, you can't really take extensive breaks from something like an animation because you have to retain the feeling for the art that you're doing. This right here is MVC2. This is basically this is the game that was released back in the day on like Dreamcast and PS2 and etc. But it's a 2D fighting game for Marvel and Capcom respectively. I simply just completed the globe. I didn't like that it lacked characters. So as you can see here, I just added what was I thought was missing, which is just a plethora of, excuse me, on the right side a plethora of Marvel characters, and then on the left side a plethora of Capcom based characters. And the end result is it's pretty crazy. After completing that the globe fully, I went back and of course adjusted the button sets for all of the characters so that they're all 6 buttons instead of 4, which is the default for MVC2, which means you have more options to basically control all your attacks. Aside from that, I also created a reshade, and I'll show the reshade. It looks best um, while fighting, but this reshade specifically just cleans up the art. It completely removes all the pixelation, which I'll showcase in a second. And what I've been recently doing is applying physics to all of the characters. I already posted a video of me completing the physics for all of the female characters. So all the breasts on the female characters bounce. I also did physics for the large or the bulky male characters. Their pectorials slightly move a little more animated, and of course their hair. I edited their hair to be smoother in animation. My recent change that I've made is I went back through all the females and I actually added physics to their butt. Finally got around. Well, really their butt and thighs. But I'll give an example here by selecting the two cliche MVC characters here. Here's what the filter looks like in game. Pretty crazy, right? It just completely removes all the pixelation from the character, as you can see there, and it does some very slight color alterations just to so that the colors aren't too jarring. So for the physics here, as you can see, it has a tween from a very hard, fast bounce to a slow bounce after attacks and movements, as you can see there on her breast. But I went back, and this is a recent change. But I went back and let's see if I can find it. There's one, and I added physics specifically for a lot of the fierce and the medium attacks. As you can see here, this kick here, if you look at her butt, see her butt bounce. Yeah, I went and added in butt bounces for butt and thigh bounces for certain attacks for certain characters. I'm not even sure if you can see this well. FPS should be fairly high, so you probably can catch that. But yeah, she has her butt jiggles now. Pretty much all of her attacks that I think would require it. Shoot, I even think this had, yeah. See her butt? Yeah. There's another one. It's just things that I think make sense, physics wise. And it's not just restricted to her. As you can see there for Psylocke, look at her butt. She has butt jiggle too, which I've recently added in. It's even there too. Again, the frame rate. I'm assuming the frame rate for the video is going to be like 30 FPS. I play this in 60, so maybe it doesn't catch it, but her butt definitely jiggles here. And it's just it's just something I think these characters need. And I've edited so many female characters that have breast and butt and thigh physics that I honestly lost count. I do not remember every character, but I can play around here and just see if I can find some. But do Cammy and Chun Li. I try to do as many examples as I can find. So for Chun-Li, as you can see here, she has breast physics. They're kind of experimental. I do experimental physics every once in a while, which is me just drawing in the physics themselves. It's the end result. She's still super bouncy. Has the tween too, but specifically for I'm guessing her medium. Yeah, for her medium kick, as you can see there, see the jiggle. Her thigh and her butt jiggles too. I'm gonna see if I can find like oops. There's just her butt. Her thigh jiggles a little bit too, but that's her butt bounce. That has a butt bounce too. Again, I'm not sure about the FPS. I'm not sure if my 60 FPS is gonna translate over into the 30 that I'm gonna upload, but hopefully it does. And you can see this butt bounce there. Yeah, so Chun-Li's very bouncy now. I don't even remember which all the attacks I've done for her, but she's got the works done to her. For Cammy, I have no clue what Cammy's. Okay, that definitely has physics. It's your butt. Let's see what else. Just all of my characters. That definitely has physics too. So it seems like basically the attacks that I think make sense to have physics, I added that has physics too. That's really hard to catch though, because it's so fast. But yeah, these are just examples. Of course, the breasts are animated too on Cammy and Chun-Li too, as you can see there. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I went through the entire roster and just added butt bounce to all of the characters that I think should have butt bounce. Heck, I think I can do more characters here. I have no clue which characters I've done so far here. Trying to think to myself who should have butt bounce. So it looks like Ivy has crazy physics. Her physics are nuts just by default because she's from Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur is like Soul Calibur is infamous for having crazy physics. So it was a no-brainer for me. I had to see her butt. I had to put like crazy physics on Ivy just because it makes sense. But for Morgan, if you're familiar with this sprite, you can immediately tell her breasts are all over the place now. Just crazy physics. It has a tween too from pretty much fast to slow after attacks and movements. There's an example of her butt. If you look at her butt, you can see her butt bouncing for this kick. See if I can find something else here. I edited this too, but you can't see it because the frames are so quick. That has bounce too. You just can't. It's very fast, the animation. But that has bounce on her butt. I think for Morgan specifically, the most noticeable one is definitely this though. But yeah, I think you get the gist. I went back through the entire roster and I just added, you know, physics to the breast, the butt, the thighs, and the hair for all of the female characters. And I also added hair physics and pectoral physics somewhat to the majority of the male characters, the bulkier ones. And yeah, that was just me showcasing some of my recent changes. God bless.